guys. So, just a little fun video, hopefully. So, a few weeks ago, I actually decided to buy back my old Durango that I had. It's the first vehicle I ever had. So, it's been sitting in my backyard for almost 2 years. Yeah, almost 2 years. So, it's a 2000 with a 318, and it has been through hell with me. Many rev limiters, cold start, flooring it. I don't know how it still runs.
He lied to you. There's more than many. It's like an infinite number of rev limiters.
Yeah, well, a lot. A little over a lot.
A little over a lot sideways.
A little over a lot sideways. I've put it into a few ditches. I've ran from the cops once. I'm not going to tell you where, when, or how, but I only did it once. So we're going to try and resurrect this turd today. I sold it to my brother, and he overheated it to the point where it shut off. And it also has a cracked windshield that I forgot about. But we're going to see if it'll even turn over today. This thing has had 8 pounds of oil pressure since 140,000 miles, and it's got 200 on it. At running temp, at idle, it's got about 1.5 pounds of oil pressure. But it is never knocked, so I don't know. We're going to find out if it turns on today. Alright, well, just to give you a little look-see on how ugly this thing looks. It's been sitting back here with the hood open too, which probably was not a good idea, but I'm lazy, so. And it technically wasn't mine at the time, so I didn't care. I'm gonna hit this thing at. My RBG lights did.
Which is.
I think this is the radiator core support that I always use to tow it when it broke. Well, actually, this thing never really broke that much. All right, here we go. First movement in a long time. I would like to point out it did drive itself to this spot. It did drive itself here. I need to pressure wash the heck out of this thing. I think this tire might be flat. I don't know.
Deer tag.
It's a little deer tag. All right. Go for it. I'll kind of see if it rolls nicely or not. Yeah, the tires are a little flat.
Just spun out a little.
Just a little bit. You might want to put her in like 4 low, that way you can creep easily.
4 high is fine.
Yeah, but 4 low, you could use your transfer case. You just let off the brake and just... You know what I mean, Vern?
Burn?
Vern?
Burn? It's free.
Alright, go ahead. There she goes. I gotta steer around your holes. It has been a long time since this truck has moved, and I'm kind of sad because this is the first truck. This is kind of the truck that got me. So one of the things we accidentally did to this truck is we stole the wires off of it when we were building that, thinking they would work. They didn't, because the wires were shot, and they broke.
And the boots were wrong.
And the boots were wrong. So, so I went and bought a set of, just cheap part store wires. Got a recharge battery for it. So, we know it turns over. And we're going to put some wires on it and see if it fires up. It's got decent looking oil in it. The oil is not bad. But it did have a high idle issue, and it did have a coolant issue. Like the thermostat, or not the thermostat, but the coolant pressure, or coolant temp sensor was messed up. So it made it idle high. But we're going to put these wires on and see what happens. All right, here we go. First key turn of 2 years. You missed me opening up the door and a frog jumping out. Kind of made me jump a little bit. All right, we'll give it a little fuel pump prime. Wow, the fuel pump still kicks on pretty hard. Oh my God. Oh my.
Hey, I told you.
Is it making any noise?
No.
How? How?
Calm as can be.
I hear nothing. I didn't even get a little lifter tick. I mean, it blew a little smoke out of the exhaust, but...
A lot of debris came from the fan.
Yeah.
Right when he fires up, it's like...
Got a vacuum leak somewhere? Or is it just, it hasn't been revved in that long?
I don't know. It lighted down.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm so dumbfounded right now.
Wow.
It fired right up.
That's amazing. It's got oil pressure, it's charging. Definitely does have that funky idle still though.
Yeah. That sounds like a vacuum.
Shit burning off the exhaust. Stuff burning off the exhaust.
Yeah, daddy's on.
Wow.
That makes no sense, man.
Wonder if it still goes in gear. Smoky. Oh. So it still has an idle problem.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, but we're getting it to fire back up again. We think it's got really bad fuel, but we got it to move all the way over here to the gas station to air up the tires and throw some fresh gas in it. I still can't believe it, but it made it over here.
I can't
It's
believe
rough.
It fired. It fired right up.
It fired right. I can't. It's amazing. Guys, wow. I'm going to shut it off so you can hear me talk. When I had this, I bought it, like I said, at 18. And it wasn't in the greatest of shape when I was 18. it's been sitting in my backyard for 2 years. The paint was already pretty shot on it when I had it. My brother had it, never washed it. This is what it looks like now, just after a wash. Honestly, looks exactly how I remember it. Not great, but not bad. For a 21-year-old Durango with 200,000 miles on it that got beat the piss out of by a 20-year-old till he was 23, or an 18-year-old till he was 23. Wow. The videos make it look better than it actually does.
It does.
But wow, like paint on the fenders, the grill, it's shot, but easily fixable. Easily fixable.
You gotta give it to it that it sat underneath trees in the backyard, right in the sunlight for 2 years.
And still kicking.
And it's still kicking.
So as a conclusion, it runs, it drives, it shifts. It doesn't make any funky noises. It's got a little power steering one, probably because it's a little low on fluid, but it's got a major idle problem. So, just a quick story. I sold the truck to my brother, and it ran fine, and over time it developed a coolant leak. The coolant leak got worse and worse and worse. The truck had shut off a couple times. It blew a hose, and then found out the water pump was leaking really bad. So, scheduled to have my brother drop off the Durango at my house, and instead, an hour after he was supposed to drop the vehicle off, he calls me and says, "Hey, it shut off." And it had shut off, and you could pop the radiator cap, and it had no water in it, period. So it melted something, hurt something, warped something, and it's got either a vacuum issue or a sensor issue, and it's just got this idle that you can kind of hear in the videos, and it'll rev up to like 1800, and then it'll come back. You put it in gear, and it'll almost stall, and then sometimes it'll idle just fine. So we got to figure it out, but I can't believe it went from sitting back there for 2 years to drove up and down the street and did a mild little burnout out front. Both tires. I'm amazed. I'm wowed.
We're in total wow.
Total wow mode.
It's written in the stars.
Boom. Finally. After how long?
So, too long.
A month ago?
Haven't really kept that much count.
A month ago-ish. We got Jimmy here. We're finally putting together the small block Ford. The little 347 that hopefully could. We got passenger side in right now. Well, driver's side in right now. Getting ready to put passenger side in. I had to rethink it because I'm not used to working on Fords, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's just, why do they do that?
Ford.
Why, Ford? What are you doing? What are you doing over here?
You know, they thought of something and it worked.
They wanted to be different.
It worked.
That's what it is. They wanted to be different. So we're going to roll this motor over. We're going to throw the other side in, and we're going to get back to it.
Close your eyes and listen to the rhythm of your heart. If it's written in the stars. Close your eyes and listen to the rhythm of your heart. Ooh, oh. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. Ooh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh.
All right. All 8 are in. Ready to rock. We're going to torque down, and then maybe put the heads on. Or put the cam in.
Sounds good.
Maybe, hopefully, possibly. What do you think?
You thinking heads and cam?
Heads can, absolutely.
Whatever, whatever. Whatever you're not.
Can't see the fucking.
Well, Jimmy's struggling to get in the hole.
Yeah.
You know he's done it at least once.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's backwards.
Oh, it's not.
Nice, fam.
Boom.